Hi, this is John Cullen from Celtic Gardens here live in Singapore, and I'm here trying to share with you sort of the inspiration that came for the design of Rose of Glendalough. It was in 1999 in Ireland, in a place called Glendalough in the Wicklow Mountains, that I asked Maura Rose Vogel to marry me. And I was surprised and thankful she said yes. I had in a backpack 2 little roses, a shovel, and right where she said yes, I planted these roses. And it was by a chapel very much like the one in the background. It's St. Kevin's Chapel, 11th century chapel. And our love and developed from that point, and we're very happily married. And I take as an inspiration Glendalough and St. Kevin's Chapel as a source of my marriage and passion for my marriage. We now have 3 children, and our 4th is due in October. And the girls are Deirdre Rose and Catherine Rose, with Aiden in between. And with the Rose of Glendalough, it probably should have been called the Roses of Glendalough, because they continue to be my great inspiration for the things that I do, the work that we do here in Singapore or in Ireland or in the States. One of our concepts for this garden was the marrying architecture with nature. And in a way that here what we're showing is something very neglected, an old derelict chapel built maybe in the 18th century, or excuse me, the 11th century, and it's teetering on the brink of being lost. Little by little, nature creeps over and actually takes what man has made, our concept being God makes man's shapes, but later nature retakes. It has a way to take what man has built and encompassing it into making it part of its own. So little by little, with a little small seedlings or saplings growing out of the foliage and the plants, suggesting that this is a continual process, that nature is taking over this area very graciously and thoughtfully. Nature by itself is beautiful. If you look at the composition of an individual plant, the composition of color, of foliage, is always perfect. And so our thought was to take nature and allow it to be presented here in a way that was natural, as if it had grown in by itself. Man's hands and labored from Bangladesh to China to Singapore, from the States, together collaborated to make this garden try to appear as if it had occurred naturally. Beyond that, I would comment about the garden and style. We brought our stones over from Philadelphia, or from Pennsylvania. These are old pre-Civil War stones. They came from the fields and the walls north of Scranton, very close to Penn State University, where Kenny actually studied. And we put them together in a style very similar to Ireland and the stonework that was done in Ireland back centuries ago. And in fact, that was where I studied stonework. So trying to borrow off of those trends and those traditions in our stonework here in Singapore, working with the full crew of Nipo and their passions, and trying to incorporate them into their own work. So it's been a great honor to be a part of this thing, to this great Singapore Garden Festival. The collaborative effort of all the designers from around the world has been a great effort, but most particularly to collaborate with Nipo as a team from Singapore, marrying together their passions with United States from Celtic Gardens. So there we go. That was my effort to say that we've been honored, and it'll be a treasured experience and always remembered. All the best.